Florida State might be getting themselves a brand new dominant quarterback. Man, let's keep it real. Florida State had a crazy season. Starting off the season with a massive early season win over LSU, Florida State would go on to have a perfect undefeated season. However, there came some turmoil in that. During the final stretch of their 2023 season, they would lose not only their starting quarterback in Jordan Travis, who was a Heisman hopeful, but they would also lose their backup quarterback in Tate Rodemaker, who he was supposed to be the guy that was supposed to take them through the playoffs. From there, Florida State did win all of their games and they did win their ACC championship game, but because of all of their injuries, they got kicked out of the college football playoffs. Now, while I know that this is a tough season for all my Seminole fans out there is a clear blueprint for how the Seminoles stay at the top of the college football world, and that is one word and one word only: quarterback. Every time that the Seminoles have a above average quarterback who is able to lead them, they have all the other pieces. They really just need the driver. The rest of the team is the Ferrari. When they have a top tier quarterback, think Jameis Winston, Jordan Travis. When they have those guys, they are a top 5 team year in and year out in college football. Now, I made a video a couple of days ago talking about how DJ Uiagalelei took a visit to the Seminoles, who he is a potential target that you guys might be landing at the quarterback position. But there's a fellow Pac-12 quarterback that I think that all my Seminole fans would much prefer to land over DJ. And that is none other than the 3rd best quarterback in the transfer portal and the 7th best prospect in the transfer portal from Washington State, Cameron Ward. Now, Cameron Ward is no stranger to transferring to a new school and absolutely dominating once he gets there. Cameron Ward started off his college career as an unranked quarterback who ended up committing to Incarnate World. After a promising freshman season, Cameron Ward's sophomore season put him on the college football map. 4,648 yards with 47 touchdowns to only 10 interceptions put Cameron Ward on the map and had him being one of the top players in the transfer portal in the 2022 offseason. From Incarnate World, Cameron Ward transferred to Washington State and he hit the ground running. In his junior year, he completed 64% of his passes, throwing for 3,231 yards with 23 touchdowns to only 9 interceptions. But the man is not done. In his 4th season in college football, he took his biggest leap forward yet, completing 66% of his passes for 3,735 yards, throwing for 25 touchdowns to only 7 interceptions. He also added 144 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns to his passing totals. And after that great 4th season in college football, that has put Cameron Ward, like I said, at the top of the transfer portal market as the 3rd best quarterback available. Cameron Ward is looking to make Florida State his new home, or potentially. He did have a visit with Miami, but if he ends up going to Florida State, he's already shown the number one thing that you're looking for in a transfer portal quarterback, that when he goes to a new school, he's not just a flash in the pan from where he was, but he goes and he takes another step forward. To be able to go from Incarnate World to Pac-12 football and get better the next season, I think he's going to very easily be able to go to Florida State and be able to dominate at the ACC level. Now, Cameron Ward is coming off of a weekend visit with the Seminoles, and that's where we've been getting a lot of the intel that's been linking Cameron Ward to Florida State. And there's an exclusive interview that Cameron Ward's dad had with 24/7 Sports going over the visit. And there's some pretty eye-opening things in that interview. When asked how the visit went, Cameron Ward's dad said, "From my perspective, it went very well. I was impressed. I was impressed with the town, the facilities, the coaches, and just the overall hospitality that they showed us." When asked how Florida State stood out in this trip, here's what he had to say. "Just the size of the stadium for one thing. I think that one thing that really stood out, they went into a lot of the X's and O's with Cameron and vice versa. He went into a lot of terminology stuff with them. That really stood out to me. My wife and I actually got to sit in and listen to some of it. I was impressed with that. Overall, Coach Norvell, how he coaches, his plan to keep Florida State at the top, so those are the key things that jumped out to me." The reporter stated, "It sounds like Florida State was impressed with how Cameron took the X's and O's. Here's what his dad had to say. He watches a whole lot of film until he masters it. A lot of coverage and what they're trying to do to him. he really watches a lot of this stuff. When asked what the biggest factors are going to be for Cameron to choose Florida State, here's what he had to say. The big thing Cam was looking for is an offense that he can make sure he fits in. An offense that throws the ball. Offensive line with guys that have been there. Veteran offensive linemen. Receivers that can go get the ball, and a complementary defense. I think those are things that he's looking for. He only has 1 year left, so he's got to go in and get it. When asked what Cameron Ward's timeline for making his decision, here's what his dad had to say. He looked at possibly taking another trip, like a day or overnight, but that's not going to happen. He's going to go home and go fishing probably the rest of the day. That's kind of the immediate plan. I would imagine probably tomorrow or Monday, he'll start talking to my wife and I, bouncing stuff off. He might have a Zoom call or something with another team. And finally, when asked whether it's going to be Miami or Florida State, how the information gathering stage of this whole process has been, here's what Cameron Ward's dad had to finally say. Yes, I think pretty much most of the stuff that we wanted, I'd say it was baptism by fire the first time he went into the portal the year before last. And I think we learned a whole lot from that experience. So it kind of helped identify the things that are important to him, of things that'll help him be successful. You know identifying the right questions to ask coaches to help him to continue to evolve and just be a better overall quarterback. So as of right now, the third best quarterback in the transfer portal, Cameron Ward, it really looks like it's going to be a two-team race between Miami and Florida State. I know that DJ, he just got back from a trip with Florida State, and really Florida State looks to be the only school that DJ's going to as of right now. I think that every single Seminole fan can say they want Cameron Ward over DJ Uiagalelei, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with saying that. Now I'm gonna pose the same question that I did in the DJ video. How badly do you guys want Cameron Ward? Because Florida State is not super lacking for a quarterback. They don't have that veteran presence besides Tate Rodemaker, but they do have some young guys that they're bringing in that could potentially pan out and be some superstar youngsters in college football. I mean, you got guys like Brock Glenn, who was a 4-star quarterback in last year's class, and you're bringing in top 4-star quarterback Luke Krummen-Hoek in this year's class. On top of that, who knows? Tate Rodemaker might make a huge improvement into next season and turn himself into the QB1 for the Seminoles. But at least for me, I think the most realistic plan is either DJ or Cameron Ward is going to be a Seminole. I would much prefer to see Cameron go to Florida State just to see Florida State absolutely be dominant with Cameron Ward at the helm. I think everything would just mesh super well with him at the helm of the Seminoles offense. I want to hear from y'all. Comment your thoughts down below on what do you guys think of Cameron Ward's visit with the Seminoles this past weekend. Are you guys excited? Who do you guys want more, DJ or Cameron Ward? Both are extremely experienced veteran quarterbacks in the portal. Want to hear you guys' thoughts. Leave this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notifications. I love and appreciate all y'all. Hope that you have a super blessed rest of your day. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.